Alright guys, so UFC 303 is this Saturday. Jiri Prochazka and Alex Pereira just stepped up. They're willing to take this rematch on short notice to save the UFC and save the fans. And they fought before. Alex Pereira won. He knocked Jiri out in the second round. But here we are. The rematch is on. And before the fight at UFC 295, I made this video how Jiri Prochazka beats Alex Pereira. Now we know what happened when these two guys fought, and we kind of know what adjustments Jiri Prochazka has to make. So yeah, I'm just building a game plan for Jiri Prochazka to win this fight. But before we get into this, I just want to tell you guys that this is not my prediction for the fight. It's just me coming up with a strategy for the underdog to beat their opponent. But if you'd like to see my prediction, make sure you guys tune in and subscribe, because that's going to be dropping this Friday. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, but let's just get right into this. Now, the first thing that Jiri Prochazka is going to need to do to beat Alex Pereira is Jiri Prochazka was getting hit with a bunch of leg kicks against Alex Pereira. Even in his last fight against Alexander Rakic, he did look good. He looked great and he knocked out Rakic, but he was getting hit with a bunch of calf kicks. And Pereira, he's got some of the best calf kicks in the UFC right now. And, he's just able to take away your base and, force you to come at him and, make mistakes. And, just take your movement away. So it's very important that you defend or counter with a takedown or a punch, but you just can't just sit there and just eat these kicks. But the next key to victory for Jiri Prochazka is so Alex Pereira has a very powerful left hook. It's very accurate as well. And he's just able to land cleanly on a lot of his opponents. And the reason why he's able to land cleanly is because he's using his jab and his jab to the body. That jab creates an opening because you're naturally going to want to just extend your right hand to parry it, to deflect it. But while you're doing that, you're taking your right hand away from your chin. And that creates an opening for that left hook. So he's able to just set his opponents up, get them to think about that body jab, take a bit of their energy away, and then come back to the head with a left hook. So in order to decrease his chances of aligning that left hook cleanly on you, you want to take away his setup punch, and that's the jab to the body. And you can do this by intercepting him as he's coming in with a right elbow. I've seen this this knock that happened on The Ultimate Fighter. Obviously, Pereira, he's a very, very skilled guy. He's not just gonna, leave himself that open. But, at the same time, we haven't really seen someone try to counter him as he's coming in. And also, I feel like he's open to the right hand. In his fight with Israel Adesanya, sometimes you pressure him, he would kind of stay there a bit too long, in that range, in that fire zone. But he knew Adesanya was going to back away, so that's why he probably stayed in there for too long. But if he does this against Jiri Prochazka, just blast him with a right hand. As he's there, punish him for still being there, and just capitalize on that sort of hole in his game, because he's not going to bring his left hand back up to his guard. He'll keep it down low, and then he'll just exit, which leaves a clean target for the right hand. Now, the next key to victory for Jiri Prochazka is in their first fight, Jiri Prochazka, he has this style where he'll throw a punch and then he'll bring him back to his hip because he keeps his hands low. And when you're at distance and you're at kicking range or things like that, that's fine. But, in the pocket, in close range where, that left hook is very, very dangerous, you don't want to just leave your hands by your waist. You're going to get clipped and on the chin. And from that close range, you get clipped like that, anybody can go down. And that's how he got knocked out. He just threw a punch. He stepped over into a different stance. But he just, with that same hand, he didn't bring it back to his chin. And that was on the side where the left hook was coming. And he just got knocked out. So to avoid the fate of, what happened in the first fight without, changing too much about Jiri Prochazka's style, because this guy, no matter what, he's not going to fight with a high guard. He's always going to have his hands low. But make that adjustment where you get in close quarters, you got to bring your hand back up. You throw a punch, and then you throw it right back up, just like this on screen. You see Israel throw his right hand, but then he brings it right back up because he knows the danger of that left hook. Now, the next key to victory for Jiri Prochazka is Jiri Prochazka was having success when he was able to push Alex Pereira back. He was able to land some combinations on him, especially when Pereira had his back to the fence. And he was able to bob and weave a little bit, make Pereira miss on some of those big shots. And also because Pereira has such good leg kicks, when you fight someone with good kicks, you want to push them back. You don't want to give them that space to really open up on those kicks. And, give yourself more space to just back away from them as well if you can't check it in time. Jiri Prochazka likes to pull his leg out the way. So, just push him back, make it a bit more obvious when it's coming, and then just, be able to retract your leg whenever you need to. The next key to victory for Jiri Prochazka to win is Jiri Prochazka has a lot of power in his hands. He was able to flatline Volkan Uzumir with a powerful 1-2. And also, Israel Adesanya had a ton of success in, first of all, their kickboxing fights with that 1-2. And also in their MMA fights, he was able to land that quite a bit. That was arguably his best combinations against Alex Pereira. And he knocked him out with like a jab to an overhand right. But that jab to just a cross is a very good weapon for Jiri Prochazka to use. Like I said, Israel was landing it a bunch. Pereira has an opening down the center of his guard. He keeps he's kind of like square to his opponent, like his upper body. And like his hands are just like straight up. They're ready to like block hooks and everything. But if you just go straight to the middle, you have an opening and you could potentially put him down. The next key to victory for Jiri Prochazka to beat Alex Pereira is Alex Pereira cuts a lot of weight. He's a big light heavyweight, and body shots are very, very good. We've seen it a bunch in boxing too. For example, Gervonta Tank Davis, he fought Frank Martin recently, and Frank Martin, he cut a lot of weight for their fight, and he was moving quite a bit, and he was getting the pressure put on him, but also Tank was able to just like slow him down and find openings by, trapping him in one spot with those body shots. In MMA, we've got body kicks, front kicks, you got like a whole bunch of attacks, knees that you can use to slow your opponent down. And when they cut a lot of weight, they're not going to have as much stamina as a guy who doesn't really cut that much weight. And Jiri doesn't cut that much weight, so use that to your advantage. Slow him down, use those body kicks, use those body punches, those front kicks to the body, those knees in the clinch. And also, body shots are great to open your opponent up. If you go with a couple front kicks to the body, you can potentially try to catch him with a question mark kick or just a high kick, just something like this. So use body shots. The next key to victory for Jiri Prochazka is now Jiri Prochazka was having a lot of success in their first swipe with a lot of feints, and Pereira, he's the type of guy that he likes to slip and counter you with like heavy shots. I've seen him drill this in his sparring. Like he slips like a straight punch and then he'll come back with like a hook, and he's looking to do that. He basically did that against Jamal Hill. He like slipped a little bit and then he threw his left hook. Well, and with Jiri Prochazka, he like kind of like rolled the right hand and then he came back with a counter shot. So he's gonna be looking for those counter hooks to take those away. Use feints. Israel Adesanya had success as well, using those feints to kind of disrupt his timing. And also, you can use it to draw a certain attack out, like maybe his left hook, and then go for a reactive double leg takedown as he's kind of coming into it. And that's all I've got for Jiri Prochazka's keys to victory for beating Alex Pereira this time. Obviously, he's going to need to do a lot more, but this was just kind of a fun way to see how Jiri Prochazka can win this fight. And yeah, I'm just expecting a great fight. And yeah, like I said, this is not my prediction. If you want to see that, make sure you guys like and subscribe and tune in, because my prediction for this fight is going to be dropping this Friday. Thank you guys for watching this video, and God bless.